You hear us every week on Into Tomorrow talking about the most inspiring global tech event. Well, it's back, and it will be back this September. Our regular listeners know that I'm talking about IFA in Berlin, Germany, the show that is also open to the public, unlike this CES show. So you can come with us and visit IFA in Berlin. Especially after a couple of years, everybody's looking to get away and take a nice trip. You want to see a beautiful city. Berlin, Germany is great. And this show being open to the public, you see some of the greatest new tech innovations and co-innovations happening at IFA. Our next guests, I'm thrilled to have join us again on the program. First of all, the gentleman who's the executive director of IFA and executive vice president of Messe Berlin Group, the folks who kind of own and organize IFA, if you will, Jens Heithecker. Jens, welcome back Into Tomorrow.
Thank you, Dave. I'm happy to be here.
Good. I'm glad you are. And the, of course, director of IFA himself is Dirk Koslowski. Dirk, also welcome back Into Tomorrow. How you doing?
Hi, Happy New Year, and thanks for having us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We haven't seen you guys even in a couple of years. Dirk joined us on a Zoom video interview, just not the same thing as being in person. And we say this on the air all the time. I know we've told you, and you know we're not blowing smoke as we say that IFA, for this will be our 18th year covering IFA coming up this year in September, is absolutely our most favorite remote broadcast of the world. Everywhere we used to travel, remember the days when we could all travel? They're hopefully coming back after the 47th variant comes out, or who knows, whatever. But we all have our masks, and we're doing our thing, and we're all vaxxed, and we're all boosted, and whatever. The point being, we get to go to our most favorite remote broadcast again in September. And why is it so favorite? Number one is your city, Berlin. And number two,
I thought the team.
The team, yes. Well, that's a close second, is because we get to see awesome innovation. So talk to us about your plans for IFA this year.
No, we already were in close contact with our main exhibitors over the last couple of weeks and months. And there's one learning, and this is a good thing. Everyone expects that by end of next summer, that's the traditional date for IFA.
Yeah.
Corona will have no impact in the organization of the show in terms of traveling, whatever.
Yeah, please God.
That's the first very important message for us and for our exhibitors and partners.
Sure.
And the second is, and that's the next very important message for us, everyone told us they will not shrink their appearance, their investment in the show.
Good. Well, because they know how important it is.
They request to have back the IFA in the old or even better, stronger size.
Good.
And they all expect that it will be the first global show after the pandemic, because we have the chance in the summertime.
Yes.
For this date, we are lucky. No one other to blame for other dates.
Yes, exactly.
But that's the good news. And so far, we are planning a fully fledged IFA and bringing back more innovations than ever.
And over our 27 years now, we launch our 27th year here this week, we've learned that when exhibitors are happy, when they say this is a great show, and we always hear that, again, not blowing smoke, it's just the truth. When we always hear that from IFA exhibitors, they say, number one, because it's open to the public, we're able to meet and greet people who will use or are using our products. Yep. And I always love the fact that with your show, it's almost like a free marketing scenario for some of these companies. And you see them taking notes. You know, there's a family that comes in and they're asking, well, why is the button there? And why is it blue? Or why? Oh, maybe we didn't think of some of those things. They talk to the end users, unlike shows like CES that are not open to the public, and all they talk to are buyers and retailers and us media folks. Well, we don't always ask the right questions because the end user is so much more important. You want to move product, you want to sell product and services, you want to talk to the end user. And that's something that IFA is really good at.
Absolutely. You mentioned products, and as we all know, there's not dozens, there are hundreds of new products which normally coming every single year into the market and which are looking for the limelight of the media and, of course, the consumers.
Yeah.
And that's where IFA comes into the game normally, and where we can really deliver this kind of attraction and if we're coming down to IFA 2022, of course, most of our industry partners are asking us for their new possibilities entering the stage and to explain to a broad variety of trade visitors and analysts and entrepreneurs what they have in store for the next upcoming business season. And that's the reason why we're so positive.
Oh, for sure. As well you should be. And that's where I get it when Jens, you say exhibitors are asking for even more space. Number one, the last 2 years, they haven't been able to show their stuff. You know, maybe they've innovated some things, they got some new products, and it's all virtual. Well, you don't get to touch and feel, and you have to do that. That's why a trade show such as IFA is so important.
Yeah, that was really a fun thing for us, or not fun. When we cancelled IFA last year.
Much fun.
No, the year before, in 2020, when we cancelled to organize this kind of virtual show.
Right.
The industry was okay at this time. The retailer were okay at this time. The media were okay at this time.
Yeah.
Last September, when we had to cancel again the show. And the first time after the traditional date of IFA, our exhibitors partners came to us and asked us, we really need the show, we missed it so this year. Means to cancel for 1 year was more or less okay.
Yeah.
Not for us, but for the rest of.
They get it, they say fine, we got to do what we got to do, can't travel.
But now they feel the huge gap without an IFA every year in September.
Well, as I was saying earlier, it's if the exhibitors are happy, not only are they asking for more space, they want to be face-to-face with people and move product. And, of course, IFA has a great advantage every year being before the holidays. You know, you talk about a show like this one, CES, it's always after the holidays. Well, gee, that would have been nice to have for Christmas or something like, well, it's too late. But you guys allow exhibitors and all sorts of folks that are saying, here's new product, and yes, it's on the market in time. You know, I want to get that.
And don't think only in holidays.
Yeah, that's true.
Think in Singles Day in Asia. Think in Black Friday. This is the right time to prepare all the main seasonal times for the industry and the retail.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And let's talk a little bit about the startups, because you guys specialize in young companies, new companies in many cases, that have some great innovations and are desperately looking to get the word out. Maybe seeking investors or partners or being able to network with others. You do a great job with the ability to say, you know what, we're going to get you all together and do some networking. And it pays off for those exhibitors, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You described it pretty well, because we are not just putting the startups aside the traditional trade show environment. No, we are mixing them, we mingle them with each other, with the industry guys, with the big players, with the big names, because what we created along with our partners and customers is a kind of co-innovation. Means people from very different ends of the industries are coming together, and they're discussing and they're explaining each other what they're having in mind if they're talking about specific topics and subjects. And that's what IFA innovation means co-innovation. And that's a hard game, but we will make it work again.
Oh, of course. And I always love that.
By the way, we used to be sold out in that area. Means we have to do a selection. We don't do it by our own, we do it with our partners from different countries. But we really select the limited number of companies, of startups we can bring into this hall, bringing together with all the tech giants, the investors, and the public, by the way.
Yeah. Well, and as big as your Messe is, you know, the hall, what do you have, 31, 32 halls now?
42, yeah.
42?
42 halls. Yeah.
42 halls. See, we've missed you for a couple of years. You keep building more halls. But
you forgot some halls.
Yeah, apparently. But as big as your show always is, it's still not big enough, as you mentioned, for all these folks that want to get together. But I love using that hashtag co-innovation, because it is absolutely true. And when you can help young entrepreneurs get together with big companies and they say, you know what, we love your product and let's work on it together. Let's license together. It makes them not only beam with pride, but now you've got a young, smaller company that's doing well.
And don't forget, let's create new ideas for upcoming products for the next business season. So that's
upcoming products into tomorrow, if you will.
Tomorrow.
Always branding. You know, you got to brand all the time. So, what are the dates for the IFA 2022 exhibition?
So media days are starting from August 31st, and the show is starting September 2nd,
Okay,
running for 5 days.
gotcha.
Yeah, please bear in mind 5 days, not 6 days.
Okay, and why did you drop a day? Did some exhibitors say, we need a nap or something?
Exactly, that's the point. No, we want to create more efficiency for the industry, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. And
So,
people
and
can get a lot of things
We
done.
are having in mind not to tell our exhibitors and our partners a few weeks in advance about this. We would like to bring this in the proper timing line. And
Good for you. Well,
could be an option.
it's because you guys have been doing this for so many years, not you two in particular. Well, yes, you two have, but since, what was the first year of IFA? When Albert Einstein was one of the keynote speakers.
It's
I always love talking about
1924, nearly 100 years ago.
I mean, you talk about tech history. No wonder there's so much rich tech history with IFA. And that was, back then, it was just radio, really.
Yeah.
It was just our industry, if you will. And since then, it's really, no other show can claim anything like that, not even in the tech world. I mean, in other industries, nobody has that kind of rich history. So we're very proud of you guys, and even more proud to continue to promote IFA and talk to so many of your cool exhibitors. We never have enough time either to get enough interviews, so we stretch it out as long as we can and talk to as many people. I hope you'll allow us to be at the IFA Next area again. Is it still going to be called IFA Next for a lot of these new startups and great companies? And
Sure.
good, because I helped you name that years ago. Not that I'm taking full credit, but it was fun. We had a nice little lunch, and we said, you know what? This is stuff that's coming out next. I wanted you to call it IFA Into Tomorrow, but for some reason you wouldn't do that.
Oh, we couldn't afford this.
You couldn't afford our licensing fee. Yeah, right. No, for you guys, I give you a big discount.
And even then, we couldn't afford
I
this.
know. We get a promo code for IFA. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us here. And you have a nice little exhibit as well here at the Showstoppers press event, another one of the evening media-only events, and getting more and more media attracted, and that's important too. Not that we have any competition, but it's nice to know that there are others covering the tech industry and can maybe handle some things that we don't have time to cover. We can't do everything, much as we try. So if you'll have us, we'd love to be had. We'll be back in September.
We'll be back, hopefully.
Yes, I'm sure. We got to think positive.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, my pleasure. Jens Heithecker and Dirk Koslowski with IFA-Berlin.com. I implore you to check that out and make plans. Bring the family. Have a great time, because you are allowed in to IFA. And do check it out. Again, IFA-Berlin.com. Mark your calendar now for the first week of September and join us. Come by our broadcast booth and we'll get you a free beverage, because they provide us with a refrigerator and beverages for all of our guests and all of our visitors.
It used to be a secret until now.
It was a secret until now. Oh, sorry. I won't tell anyone. We won't tell anybody at all. Be sure to stay tuned into tomorrow. I'm Dave Graveline. We're back with more coverage from Lost Wages, Nevada, here on the Advanced Media Network.